Hey, welcome to another episode of the Thrive Like a Mother podcast. And y'all, today's extra special because it's not going to be just another conversation. This is a celebration, y'all. My husband, Gerald, he is turning 34, and we're not just celebrating his birthday this year, but we are also going to be talking about 15 years together, y'all. 15 years. That's a whole person, right? From being just college kids, really trying to figure life out, to building a home, a family, lots of memories in between. And so I thought it would be fun to bring him on the show for the first time and really just reflect on everything we've learned about love, growth, parenting, partnership. So, welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Okay. Okay. I don't want to get too deep too fast because 15 years, y'all, that's a long time. But let's start here. How does it feel to be turning 34 years old?
It's a bit surreal. Feel like after you pass a certain age, it's just another year. But yeah. I think after I hit 30, everything else feels like I hit 30 every year.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like that. When you think about the past 15 years, what's one memory that comes in mind first for you?
Um, let's see. From the last 15 years, I think Libby being born was probably the biggest one. That's our first oldest daughter.
Yeah.
Um, And yeah, I think that one's the biggest, if first thing that comes to mind. Yeah.
Yeah. If you could go back to little college Ebony and Gerald, right? Little people, what advice would you give to us?
I would say to practice, not practice, but to be more mindful of financials and know that school life isn't the only thing that makes a career.
That's a good one. Let's dig deeper into that one. Um, because me and a friend, even just last night, we were having a conversation about getting college degrees and how sometimes we put so much into, you get your college degrees. I mean, that's how we grew up, right? You
Yeah.
go to high school and you're going to college. But what can you share with the listeners about what other paths there are available, right? Besides just going and getting a college degree.
Yeah. So when we were growing up, it was mostly like you had to go to college to be successful. That's the way it's always been. And over the years, college has become more and more expensive, and markets have been more and more tricky, to the point where sometimes you can't afford to just wait till you're done with a 4-year degree to start like going out into the world. I think it's important to identify what you actually want to do, and then know that college is just a tool to achieving that. And there are other tools out there, boot camps, technical colleges, skills trades, or whatnot, to get to where you want. It's not just you have to go through college to get there. It's just one of the tools that you have at your disposal.
I love that. Yeah, one of the tools in your toolbox, y'all. Don't throw your eggs in one basket.
Mhm.
Okay, so I think it's a little bit crazy to think, and I was trying to think the other night, I was like, wow, I've known you for half your life. We're not there yet. We have like 2 more years until that.
Yeah.
But we've basically grown up together and we've both seen different versions of each other throughout this life. But it's wild to me. Wild. So let's talk about when we first met and when we were starting adulthood. What do you remember most about that season?
It was freshman year of college. And we were in the same orientation class that we both hated at the time. For different career major, we were in different majors that we didn't really click with, and the class was kind of just like, I don't know. It was a little bit like, okay, this is why I don't want to be in this major,
Mhm.
basically. So our minds kind of wandered, and I think we just saw each other from across the room. Of course, I was also next to my friend at the time.
Yeah, shout out to Victor.
Yeah. And basically, we were kind of just not really in it because it just wasn't a fit. So we kind of just, our mind distracted. And I guess we just distracted to each other.
Yeah. Goodness. How do you think that's a lot, y'all, but how do you think we've changed since then as individuals and as a couple?
I think for the most part we've matured. We've had a lot of experiences, both good and bad. Uh, Kind of just dealing with how do you, I don't want to say survive, but thrive in in an adult setting. So we really went from our young adult side age into adulthood together, which I guess is unique. 'Cause some people meet once they're already like full grown adults, but we really got to kind of grow together, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Oh, this is a good one. What is something that we used to think was like a huge deal and now we can laugh about it?
We were very worried about our jobs, or I
Mm,
don't know if it's jobs, but the job that we had at the time,
yeah.
they weren't necessarily jobs that we really cared about or were like in our career at that time.
Hmm.
And I think we were so focused on just getting through
Hmm.
the job, we weren't really thinking about like career growth and stuff like that at that time. Not as much. And then that only came later on after like companies would have layoffs and stuff. And then you start seeing, hey, this is not a stable way to kind of live. So I think we took our careers more seriously over time.
Yeah. So it's kind of like just stressing about things that maybe we didn't have to stress out about at the time, especially where we are now, especially with just job security in general. I think back then we were very like, oh no, we've got to like stay in this role. We've got to climb the ladder. That's how we're gonna, get to our financial goals. And now we know very much different.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So you talked about Olivia being like one of the most pivotal moments in our relationships as individuals. Yeah, being parents together really did change everything. If you had one lesson you've learned about yourself through fatherhood, what would that be?
I think the thing I've learned from fatherhood, I mean, like the most important thing is probably being more empathetic and I guess patient because these little tiny humans have like their own thoughts, fears, anxieties, and stuff. And it's important to navigate that in a kind of sensitive way because they're still learning things. I think, yeah, I'd got more patient empathy, I guess, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. And I even say it every once in a while, even if like Olivia will be getting hard on herself. I'm like, hey, baby, you've only been on this earth for like 7 years. Don't be so hard on yourself. You still have a lot more just to learn. Okay, so how has parenting made our relationship stronger?
I feel like we are more collaborative when it comes to parenting because we both have kind of I guess, a business or stake. We also have been able to better kind of define what I guess maybe I'm better at something and you're better at this and something of that nature when it comes to taking care of the kids. And I think it makes things much easier and less stressful, especially on those time. You'll notice it on the times when you're like when you're just alone with the kids for a few days or
Mhm.
something of that nature. You'll just notice it.
And what surprised you or has surprised you most about me as a mom?
Let's see. The most surprising thing about you is that you really value I guess not the peaceful moments, but like the time when um things are kind of in a good, like not a good spot, but like a what's the word? You value that you have time to do things like hobbies and stuff like that, and you find that as a kind of a benefit because when we first met, I thought you were very I guess career focused, and stuff. But I think it's very surprising and amenable that you know when to kind of slow down and kind of like really um feed your inner, your inner puppy bear.
Okay, so the one thing that surprised me about you as a dad, ooh, I don't know if it's a surprise, but more of just like I love the way that you can always keep things. You know how you're just like, it's not that serious. It's just I don't you have this way of kids are chaotic. Let's just say that kids can be chaotic and they have a lot of emotions, lots of just, roller coaster things happening. And you can always just be that steady person who's like, okay, you can be that. I'm right here. Let's get back to level. So you just have that way with them of bringing them back to a steady level. What do you think we've done well as a team, even when things didn't get hard?
I think the thing we've done the best is not letting things that are happening like in the world or maybe even like between us affect how we raise our kids. I think that they're relatively, other than their own drama, but they are pretty protected and pretty how do you say, I don't want to say ignorant, but they're very happy, I guess, if you could say that. Not that there's like a whole bunch of like negative things or whatever, but like I think we've done a good job of separating our work life and like life outside and their growth and mom and dad.
Yeah.
Of course, like later on, I'm okay with it if they want. Like,
Yeah.
oh, what do you do? Like, what are you struggling with? Stuff like that. Yeah. But I mean, I think as they grow up, I think it's okay to have kind of a safe environment to kind of be themselves. They shouldn't have to worry about like a bill or something or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that answer. So I think it's really powerful to take a second to reflect and see that even in like the hard moments, in the sleepless nights, which sometimes we're still in, the transitions, which we're very much still in. Our youngest is 1.5. We're in toddler city right now. It's rough, but we still find a way just to show up for each other. So, if you could describe our relationship in one word, what would that be?
In one word, I would say, yeah, I think it was the. Oh, I keep thinking comfy. I was like comfy.
Comfy.
Yeah, I think comfy. I
I
think
like that.
yeah, I feel like in our relationship we find ways to make each other comfortable, I guess. Because there's a lot of things going on. And I think when I think that's kind of the thing that's special about us is that we always find a way back to like a baseline that's comfortable.
Mhm. Okay. What's one thing that you've learned about love from us being together this long?
One thing I've learned about love is that it adapts and it changes over time. And you also have to be kind of cognitive of that people change as well. And I think that you shouldn't see that as like a de- deter, but you're kind of seeing or forming or awakening to who the other person actually is. And I think that's kind of magical, and I guess that's why I like marriage in general, is because
Yeah.
really we're just kind of growing together.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that we're just evolving over time. Okay. Let's share with the people because I'm sure they want to know. We have 3 kids, right? 3 little ones. What is something that helps us stay connected through all the changes we go through in life, careers, kids, all the chaos? What's one thing that just keeps us linked?
It's really silly, but I feel like because we're such foodies, anytime this doesn't matter the situation or whatever, if either of us see something that's like super yummy or a recipe that's really interesting or something, it's kind of like a drop everything and look, it's like, oh my gosh, what is that? I think that's a little bit of a bad thing. So I guess I could say that I guess food has kept us connected, which is as weird as it might sound, but like it seems like anytime, depending, regardless of the situation or I guess the emotional state, food kind of brings us back together.
Yeah. Yeah. Even mid bite, if we're eating the same thing, we have the same reaction.
You're like,
Did you get them? Did you taste those flavors?
yeah.
Okay, what do you think keeps our partnership now strong versus like back then in the early days, like even before kids?
Let's see. I think what keeps our relationship strong is kind of a little bit of, I think a little trust, because I can trust that if, say, I drop the ball somewhere, that you'll kind of pick it up, and then you can also trust that if you become overwhelmed, I'll try to bring it back to the baseline type of thing.
Mhm.
So I think we balance each other pretty well.
Okay, so let's end in a fun way. So we're gonna do some fun questions. Okay, first one, who I already know the answer to this one, but who's more likely to start a dance party in the kitchen?
Oh, that's actually a tricky one because I
Mhm.
think it's both of us. But I guess me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's notorious for just like taking his phone, putting on a playlist, and next thing you know, all the kids, all of us, were just
Oh
dancing.
yeah, they love music.
Who takes longer to get ready?
You.
Yeah, yes, definitely. Do you have a favorite date night that we've had?
I like the one where we went to the point. I don't remember what it's called, the perimeter point or something. It was just a nice time. We did some walking and we got to see some things. Any date night is a good date night, but like I thought that was special. They had live music and stuff, and we kind of were just like separate from. We weren't just mom and dad. I think that's what makes it special.
Yes, yes. Those moments where you can just be, yeah, not parents, just we're just Ebony and Gerald. Yes. What is a song that reminds you of us?
It's, the ET song, Katy Perry.
Yes.
Good start. I think
Good.
we were listening to that so many times
Yeah, on repeat, y'all.
in college. I remember right here. I just think it was. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the early days. Hey, what's one thing that you're most proud of about us?
I think I'm proud. I guess I'm proud that we're, I guess, succeeding at parenting. I think that's very amendable. Some people, I mean, like, it's a struggle. It is a struggle, but I think that we're, I don't think we're bad parents. I think we're good parents. I think we're very
I
good
think
parents.
so too. Okay, so when you think about the next year, your 34th year, what is something that you are hoping for or even looking forward to?
I'm actually looking forward to maybe getting Livy into some sports or something, or maybe an activity. She had a trial of like cooking this year, and she loved it. I think if we could get her more into that space where she's meeting other people and following instructions and stuff like that, I think it'll be very good for her growth. So
Yeah.
looking forward to that. Do you mean for me?
Yes. What about for you? What's something you're looking forward to or hoping for yourself outside of dad papa mode?
Uh, well, let me see.
It's hard to come out
Uh,
parent mode. It is.
as for next year, I'm looking forward to what I can do for the backyard, I guess, because
Ooh,
we haven't done anything with the
I
backyard,
just got so excited, y'all.
and I think we're gearing up and we talked about it like a whole bunch, and I think it would be a good project. This is like the next level of FD's gardening
Yeah.
and stuff, but we really want to like
Some love into it. It needs
yeah.
some love.
Yeah. The front yard was fine, but the backyard could use some work. And I think
Yeah.
it could be a good space.
Yeah. Okay. So we are coming down to the end. I want to end really with he's looking. Y'all I have the okay transparency here. I have the teleprompter up. Of course, he's looking at the teleprompter, seeing what I'm about to say. But thank you. I just want to say thank you for, first of all, being willing to come on the podcast with me. I know this is not really a space that you like to pop on. If y'all notice, like he does not do social media. He doesn't post. He doesn't do all those things, right? But he was like, "Yeah, I'll come on the podcast with you." Yeah. So just thank you. Thank you for loving me, for sticking with me through all these years. You've seen a lot of versions, a lot of versions of me, and just for continuing to be my person through it all, my steadiness, my person that if I'm like spiraling and crashing out, like I know like I can come to you and you're just gonna be like, it's fine. Like it's yeah. Oh. Hugs.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna let you end it. I want you to leave our listeners one piece of advice about love or partnership. What would that be?
I would say that sometimes you have to take yourself out of a situation to find a path forward with your partner. A lot of times I think that ego or, kind of just like focusing on how stuff affects you dilutes what you're trying to establish with your partner.
Yeah, what a good way to end it. So I'm so glad I was able to share this episode with you, y'all. This the birthday guy, so make sure you go and comment, tell him happy birthday, celebrate with us. 34, 34. I'm excited.
Yes.
Goodness. All right, y'all. I will see you on the next episode. Bye.